round 3, we've got the choice. We'll play first. And yeah, great looking hand. Very, very good looking. Got a turn 2 Bonkin, turn 3 Wind Scout, turn 4 Savant or Pressure Point. Very good options at our disposal here. Okay, opponent is with us. And we are good to go. Jeskai mirror match, perhaps? It's a fine draw. Well, I think we're not going to offer the trade, so I'm just going to play a Wind Scout and pass. I mean, granted, this lets him bash in with his manifest, but perhaps we can crack back with the Bonkin, or we can outlast it, or all sorts of options at our disposal at the moment. Arc Lightning would be pretty nasty here. Well, at least we're not getting Arc Lightninged. Not swinging with the manifest, which is good news. All right, so now we just go Cliffs, Outlast, or swing with Wind Scout, I guess. And then we'll Outlast. Could actually do the Savants here too, but it feels like a good opportunity to Outlast, I think. Could have played the Savants. I don't know if it's better. I mean, I don't want to really attack the Savants into a manifest either. I think it's better to Outlast. Got the answer for a big threat, as long as it's got some big toughness. Or I can pressure point something to draw a card. I've got the enhanced awareness, my only other card draw effect in the deck. Besides crippling chills, of course. Bays in Dragonfire. All right, that is very much acceptable. Still ahead on the race. So next turn is likely Savants plus swing for 3. All right, Defiant Strike as well. Still ahead on the race. Not too much value reaped from that Defiant Strike, so that's nice. All right, that's interesting. Well, I think we're still playing the Dragon's Eye Savants. Well, actually, no, I could Outlast plus Soul Summons. But I feel like he's got Bounce and like Burn. I probably just want to get as much damage in with Bonkin as I can. I'm going to stick to my plan. I'm going to get in for 3 and drop a Morph Savants. Taking that. I mean, granted, I could just block and unmorph. Or block and trade, but I'll take it. I can deal with most creatures, I suspect. And hostilities. Well, certainly surprising. You only got 2 for 2 on that. Wasn't even that good a value. You revealed Master the Way, which is interesting. So that's something I'm going to have to be conscious of, I suppose. So he can master my Lotus Patchen to kill it next turn. Well, I certainly don't want him to do that. I think we're just going to play Soul Summons. I don't want to play a Lotus Patchen into... Wait. What did he reveal Master the Way to? Oh, that was what his manifest was? Well, now I wish I'd played the Lotus Patchen, but that's actually okay. I mean, it's clearly not ideal, but we'll see if it makes a difference. I don't think it should make too big of a difference. Now the question is, am I unmorphing or unmanifesting student? Rage form. That's interesting. I think I'm just going to get my prowess online here. I'll drop Lotus Patchen and pass. Got enhanced awareness next turn or pressure point and suspension field, so still in a decent racing position. Guess I should have just swung with the student. Yeah, I probably should have just swung, because if he blocked, it could have like pressure pointed pre-Lotus Patchen, of course. But then it still would have been a trade, I guess. Not that it trades all that bad. Guess I can actually offer a trade with my Lotus Patchen too. Alright, Fearsome Vocation. I might just suspension field that. If he attacks with his manifest, I think I will block with the Lotus Patchen. He can deal more damage potentially, I think. He's not interested. Alright. So I can pressure point Fearsome Vocation, double prowess. I can suspension field the 4/4. I kind of want to just pressure point it. Draw the card, see what happens. Probably play a monk, swing into the manifest. Think I like that more. No. I guess if I'm going to play pressure point, I should probably do it on his turn. So if I'm doing that, maybe I do want to just suspension field. If I'm going to that length. I mean, this isn't getting less dangerous, I don't think. But I don't want to deal with flyers. Well, it's tough. I'm going to play the suspension field. We'll get rid of the 4/4. Get our double prowess online. I mean, yeah, I could have played the monk first too, but prowessing up our Dragonbell monk when it has summoning sickness does not matter, especially when your opponent's tapped out. So let's take care of that threat. Let's bash in with student and Lotus Patchen because we're still trying to race, albeit at a bit more difficult of a situation, but we're still racing, I'm sure, reasonably well. And we'll follow up with the monk. Could actually do pressure point, but I think dropping the monk here. I'm hoping I can survive one shot from this manifest, if it is in fact a creature, even if it's like a Canyon Lurkers. we take 10, which is huge, but you would have to use 4 mana, so it seems worth it. Since I could crack back with the pressure point for like 8 or something. More likely the enhanced awareness. Second rage form. It's pretty impressive. Should definitely swing here. I really hope he doesn't, but he should. Maybe he fears the lethal, because if I have 2 spells, what was it? 4, 8. Yeah, it is in fact. If I draw another spell that I can cast in addition to the pressure point, I just win. That is something to keep in mind. How dangerously do I want to live, though? I think we play it conservatively. I think I just play land, get in with Lotus Path Gen. I'm going to block his rage forms, and I can enhanced awareness to get some more card advantage going. Guess I can also pressure point, which might be better, but I think we just enhanced awareness. Getting card advantage seems like a better move for us at the moment. All right, well, I think we're going to pressure point that. I want to enhance awareness, but well, let me think. He swings with everything. He turns off my Dragon Bell Monk. I block Student on Heel Cutter. Enhanced awareness. Kill Heel Cutter, take 8. Go to 5. Crack back for lethal. I think I'm actually... Maybe turns off the Student too, though. Yeah, if he chooses Heel Cutter on the Student, forces me to block with the Monk, and then I take 8. I think I'm just going to pressure point, because there is an actual risk that he chooses the Student, and I don't want to block the Monk on the Heel Cutter, and I don't want to block the Monk on the Rage form either. Well, we would have drawn a land if I went for lethal last turn, so guess I'm happy I didn't do that. Wow, that's a pretty good one. So we have 7 mana. Still doesn't have lethal if he just has Heel Cutter Dash again. Let's go for the Rune Mark on the Monk. See if he's got Force Away. If he does, we at least get to replay it. Alright, he wasn't actually dead, but certainly don't mind him conceding. Jeez, and then we're going to Ojitai next turn. So our opponent's got End Hostilities. I got to pay attention to that. Our opponent has presumably Prowess in there. There's not a lot of reasons to play Defiant Strike outside of Prowess, but no Prowess creatures seen. He's got pretty good removal. Master the Way and Bathe in Dragonfire. Do we want to cancel again, as per usual? I feel like I've just sideboarded and cancel every game. I probably do. End Hostilities seems like a powerful enough card that I would like to be able to stop it if I need to. All right, let's try this again. Good looking hand. Very good looking hand. We get Bonkin into Behemoth, into Salt Patrol maybe, or Crippling Chill. Getting some good hand distributions. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. Ooh. Now we get to go Bonkin into Wind Scout. I think the same thing happened last game. No 2-drop plays. That's nice. So we'll go Bonkin. Goblin Slide. I will admit, was not expecting that. All right, let's go Bonkin for 2, play the Wind Scout and pass. So next turn, we're most likely playing a Cove and Outlasting, so I can more comfortably attack into my opponent's Goblin Slide. The Defiant Strike makes more sense now. So no blue mana from our opponent yet. Oh wait, never mind, he's got the Cove. High Spire Mantis. Well, we can deal with that. Yeah, I guess we tap it and continue the beats. All right. Monk's a pretty reasonable draw. All right. So I think now we'll Outlast plus Dragon Bell Monk. This is continuing to apply some pressure. I mean, yeah, you could have end hostilities, but right now it's still a 2 for 2, so not really overly concerned about that. Not swinging. Certainly interesting. Wow, that's nice too. So our opponent showed us Bathe in Dragonfire, Master the Way. Did he show us any other removal? Can't recall. I think we're just going to play the Rune Mark on the Monk. And just going to swing into the Mantis. I don't see a need to use Crippling Chill just yet. Alright. Looks like he's likely going to use End Hostilities, but that's actually okay. He didn't even get that good a value. He gets okay value. We still have creature follow-ups, so we're not too hurt by it. Actually, if we draw a land after an End Hostilities, we get to do Warbeamouth plus Salt Road Patrol, which I don't mind. It's not like he can get a Goblin token off of it either. So he gets a 1 for, or 3 for 1, sort of. It's more like a 2 for 1 since we got the damage in with the Rune Mark. Or, well, I don't know. It's tough to say. I don't regret the play, I guess, since we get to follow up with some nice creatures here. Keep the pressure going at a pretty reasonable pace. All right. Looks like he's going to get a Goblin. Or not. He hasn't used Goblin Slide once. Flamewake Phoenix. All right. Pretty reasonable draw. Let's lock this guy down. Draw. Go land. Swing for 4. Play Watcher. Morphed or unmorphed? Guess unmorphed. Feels more likely I'd rather just have a flyer at the moment since he has to attack each turn with this. And he has Goblin Slide tokens. I don't want to mess around with that as a morph. All right. This is where Defiant Strike looks good. Gets Goblin tokens out of the deal. take some punishment here. See what our opponent's follow-up play is. No follow-up play. Interesting. All right. Well, swinging for the fences. I have 8 mana, so I do not have enough to unmorph plus Lotus Path Gen. Warflare. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty obscene, unfortunately for us. It's about as bad as it gets. Well, yeah, it's about as bad as it gets, unfortunately. Let's see what he does. Yep. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Can't do anything about it. So, horrific, unfortunate turn for us, but what can I do? How do I alt U? Because alt U doesn't do anything. Well, whatever. I guess it doesn't matter. Guess we get to eat a Flamewake Phoenix. That's not bad. Wouldn't mind an Ojutai. Or a Sage of the Inward Eye would be pretty good too. And he's got a Heel Cutter. Well, if you're going to have any card be your last one in your hand, why not make it a Heel Cutter? Pretty horrific last couple turns. Absolutely horrific. No other word can really describe how much the board state just shifted because of 2 spells. So definitely would be lying if I said I wasn't super disappointed with super disappointed with how this game turned out. But what can I do? What can I do? So I already brought in the cancel, but didn't see it, unfortunately. Would have been pretty good to cancel a Warflare there. Would have been pretty nice. All right, let's go to game 3. Not much else I can do. Multiple Goblin slides. It's pretty interesting. Guess with Warflare, it's pretty good. Nope, I think we're just going to keep the cancel. Try again. Play first. Yeah, this looks like a good hand. I mean, need lands, but if we get lands, we're looking real good. So really just don't want to hit a land off of Soul Summons if we miss our land draw here. Did not miss our land draw. So now it matters slightly less, but still would prefer to draw a land next turn. All right, hit a Crippling Chill. Which is a card I like to have at my disposal, but certainly don't mind. I can the beauty. All right, if you want to know the beauty of this hand, here's what the beauty of this hand is. I get to play directly into and into hostilities aggressively, and then keep up cancel at the point where it actually matters. So I'm hoping he just plays to 5 mana, lets me basically just pee my hand out. Like maybe he just plays a Goblin Slide here or something. Oh, no, Bathing Dragonfire. Maybe he doesn't have the, perhaps he does not have the Into Hostilities, but I'm still gonna try and play around it to the best of my abilities. So next turn, if there's no creatures played and he just passes, we're definitely leaving up cancel. Yeah, I think there's... You could play a Goblin Slide now, maybe? I actually really wouldn't mind drawing an untapped land. That would be awesome. Untapped land would let me play Bondkin plus leave up cancel, which I think would be pretty insane. Really want an untapped land here. Didn't get the untapped land, but that's okay. Just means we can't get all the value we want. I think there's a decent chance he tries to end hostilities here. Next turn I can at least Bondkin and still leave up the cancel, so either way, not too rough a shape. Alright. Still definitely playing Bondkin, leaving up cancel. Soul Summons, definitely tolerable. Starting to seem less likely that he's got end hostilities. Pressure Point. I can actually morph out Behemoth plus leave up cancel too, which is nice. I think we're just going to Bondkin here. Although, do I really want to Bondkin? I mean, still just trades with a Manifest. But I don't know what else I'm doing. I think we Bondkin. Well, let's swing with our Lotus Patch in first. Now we'll Outlast and we'll pass. No attacks. Flamewake Phoenix post-combat, so we can chump block the Lotus Patch in. I think I'm actually pretty okay with that. So now we're just going to pressure point his double striker at the end of his turn, get the card draw. Feat of Resistance. All right. It's pretty good, actually, since not only does double strike get bigger, but we don't get to draw a card. Could have can't. No, I guess I can't cancel that, but that's okay. He doesn't have Defiant Strike mana up now either, which is nice. So I think that I think I still swing with my first strike. So we're going to swing with Lotus Patch in, Bondkin. He can trade a double striker for my first striker. I'm okay with that. Kill the Flame Wake, play a Behemoth, leave up, cancel. That's actually interesting. He he wanted to save the Feat of Resistance for that Flame Wake Phoenix. I'm perfectly fine with Heel Cutter. We're in pretty excellent racing position at the moment. Rune Mark here. I wish it was a bit better. Still pretty good. Let's just put it on the Lotus Path Djinn. Get in for 5 and pass. Although I guess I can trade off my Manifest. I don't care about it. Taking it. That's weird. I would have thought he'd want to trade that. Well, now I'd say we're pretty safe since we've got cancel. He's going to have to do something pretty spicy here to get out of this situation. All right. Well, ended up getting the draft, which means the next one will be an 8-4. Got it on Offenza. Deck performed very well. We only gave up, what did we give up? 2 games, or was it just 1 game overall? I'm not sure, but basically a blue-white skies sort of value deck. Good removal, good fixing, good creatures. Everything was good about it, and nothing was amazing, much like I said in the drafting portion. So very good. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.